On these markets, I want to bring into the studio here the panel, James Lebenthal of Lebenthal Asset Management and Todd Schoenberger of LandColt Trading. And Todd, I want to say to you first, welcome back. I'm curious how you're playing these markets. I mean, you've got this situation in Syria. We're very concerned about that, but we're seeing a Dow that's up 71 points. You buying right now? Yeah, definitely. Here's why. Because we've already heard it's going to be a two-day conflict. So you have to suspect that we still need to hear the final approval from the president. We'll probably have it, if not today, by tomorrow. Prayers run on Friday. We're very respectful of that. We're not going to start bombing. We're not going to enter into any type of conflict. We will on Saturday, probably Saturday morning. Remember, America bombs at night. We don't fight. The reason why is because we can see, the enemy cannot see us. So I can only suspect that we'll start bombing probably Saturday into Sunday. That gives us Monday to digest. That's why the markets are up right now, because they know there's a great entry point. So that's the trader's perspective. You're watching geopolitical, you buy accordingly. What about, say, oil service companies? I was looking at the Dow 30. We've got Chevron right now. Jim, I do want to bring in. I'm sorry. But we're bringing in, we've got Chevron right now that's actually leading the Dow. That's an oil company. Well, I got to tell you, though, yesterday was awesome because here you had gold and oil up big, yet you had the miners in gold that were down quite a bit. I mean, Dow Jones Precious Metals Index was down almost 4%. Also, we saw that with oil companies, Exxon, Chevron, Conoco. Now they're rallying. Both are up 2% today. They're doing great because traders knew yesterday was a great entry point, and they also feel this conflict is going to be short. What do you make about that, especially with the gold miners? I mean, that's an interesting take about the action that we've seen in the last 2 days on that sector in particular.
Well, I hate to say ditto, but that is what I'm going to say. Todd hit it on the nail. I think the other sort of salient point here, and this is going to sound trivial, but Cheryl, half of the street is on vacation right now. So if you think about yesterday, people woke up, they hear all the news about Syria, and then it's finally getting hot, and they said, I don't want to do this. I want to go to the beach. So they hit sell, took the risk off the table. However, that meant that a lot of people went to bed last night or started reading the newspapers and thinking about it and saying, this is ridiculous. As Todd said, this is going to be over. Our belief is this is going to be over in a day, maybe 2 days.
But here's the thing, though. It's the ancillary impact. Because remember, Syria is a very poor country. They rely on credit from Iran, Russia, and China. You've heard from the Russians and from China because they're saying, look, don't bomb. We have a vested interest in this country. If we start bombing, what's going to end up happening with those dicey relations? And don't forget that proxy army, Hezbollah. If we start bombing, they could go into Israel.
Todd, I was looking at the ruble, Jim, yesterday, and the ruble normally goes higher when oil jumps like it's been jumping. Yesterday, the ruble hit a 4-month low. So there's some bets being placed against the Russians.
We are correct to be discussing the ancillary discussions because an attack on Syria isn't going to have that much of a direct effect. This is shaping up much more like a proxy war of the 80s or 70s between Russia and the U.S. or maybe Iran and the U.S. But this is a typical Cold War battle where the fighting's being done somewhere else. There's no way that this leads to Russia and the U.S. trading bullets. I mean, that's just a thought that is inconceivable, at least to us, and we discussed this.
Nobody mentioned bullets, but I will say there's going to be a political war of words between the two countries, and this can be an economic war between the two countries. Forget fighting. I'm talking about money.
There already is a political and economic war going on between Russia and the U.S. I mean, make no mistake about it. Our relations with them are right now as low as they've been in the last 20 years.
And I got to tell you, they're going to stay that way. I mean, here we're hearing from them. I mean, remember, here you had Parliament in England was actually called away from a holiday. They've been told to come back. I mean, here, what's our president doing? What's Congress doing right now? They're all at the beach, like you were talking about, and they're not doing anything. We got to hear that. And here in Russia, China, everybody else is talking about this. And from a geopolitical perspective, business sense, you have to suspect that, we start bombing, and once those bombs go off, it's that ancillary impact that can impact everyone.
I appreciate you guys coming on and talking about kind of that, again, that market's perspective, because that is what, we're following here, obviously on the Business Network, but also, there are people out there, as harsh as this may sound, that are making plays and making bets along with what we're about to see happen in Syria.
Well, it's
harsh sometimes.
It is a trader's market, let's be honest. And I got to say this. I told Adam Sampson this on Fox Business. You're going to have chaos. Chaos is here, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Todd Schoenberger, James Lebenthal. Gentlemen, thank you. Both. Good to see you both here. Well,